and welcome to today's segment of The Power of Money. And I'm your host, Michelle Y. Graves, also known throughout the United States as the original money lady, in business, teaching people how to handle their money since 1976. So I guess that classifies me officially as a baby boomer as I rapidly approach the big 6-0. And I'm here to tell all of you that the story has not changed in the 30 plus years that I've been dealing with money issues, from handling people's investments to getting them out of credit issues, to working with advisors throughout the United States to make sure that people maximize their dollars. And I'm here to tell you today is a great show. It's a great show, and I'm glad to be here with all of you for the opportunity that you've accorded me and afforded me today to be in your homes if you're listening by way of television. Don't forget, I have a Saturday show that airs in Cincinnati, but airs all over the United States on The Buzz of Cincinnati, www.thebuzzcincy.com. And you can listen to my show through live streaming every Saturday from 3 to 5. And I welcome you to listen in. We always have good topics and good information. But today I'm going to be talking again about money. And why am I talking about money so much? Because if there's anything I found out over the years, is that there are two types of people. And there are people that have money and people that don't have money. And that common denominator, which is money, is so important to the quality of our lives. Today I want to talk about money denial, which I run into quite a bit, where people try to downplay the importance of money and want to dismiss me as the money lady for talking to them straight about money, which is either you have money or you have no money. And really, the decision is ultimately yours, because money, once you understand it, will either come to you or it will flee you, but it will be your choice. You will make those decisions as to how your money flows. But I want to talk to you today about money denial, which is denying the importance of money in your life and dismissing it with horrifying consequences. Because when you deny the obvious will show up in a very, very sad way. So I want to share that with you. And also, I have a very special guest on, and it's the producer of my show, Rufus Johnson. I'm going to be talking with Rufus up front, close and personal, about money. I met Rufus. He attended my first financial survival boot camp. It was awesome. He became, I know he was taping the show, but he became a very important part of the show. So again, I'm going to introduce him as my guest on this segment today, Rufus Johnson. Would you please come on in? How are you doing, baby? Good to see you. Please sit down.
All right.
And say hello to my guest.
How y'all doing? Boy, it's my first time being a guest for over 4 years.
Well, that's quite okay, but you with the right person to be a guest with.
Right,
Let's talk about, again, my topic today, along with just the rules of money, the terms of engagement, is I wanted to talk to you because your life changed. From coming to the class and being a participant in this game called money. What would you say to our listeners today? Can you look right into the camera and tell them what did you learn about money that you did not know before you met me?
Well, it was some rules. It was some rules in the money game before I came to your seminar that I knew, but I guess it was not staying true. To the laws of money. And sometimes when you have a business, you have to, do like a reconstruction of your business. And when I was at your seminar, it took me back on how to be accountable for my money.
Yes.
That was a big thing. A big issue was the accountability of money. I hear you always say money will leave you. You can have money in your business. You can come across contracts in your business, but if you don't know how to manage your money right, to persevere, to carry you on, you out of business. And
absolutely.
Then was some of the things that I had, fell into being 20 years in, but the reconstruction and I forget the word you call it, it was a word that you called it on working with me, you know, as the manager for my business. Now.
Right.
Infrastructure.
Your infrastructure,
The
right? Your
infrastructure
foundation,
has
your
to be-
the thing that your pillars sit on top of. Every building has an infrastructure. No matter how high, the higher you go, the deeper the infrastructure has to be for the building to stand up.
And that's very important, and that's the stage that I'm in. Is directing and doing my foundation and my infrastructure, you know, under your leadership to make sure that I can carry on, you know, in time. You know, I'm
Right.
getting up there. I got a birthday coming up.
Oh,
in
yeah.
seconds.
Oh, yeah.
So these things is important if you're going to be self-employed in business for self. You got to have a strong foundation. Understand the laws of money. That was a real deep thing that I learned on how if you don't manage your time.
Oh my God, because time is money.
And a lot of people say to me, well, Rufus, you know, you always working or you into this, but you know, if I have to eat. No one going to put the work into my business. And, you know, like I'm going to put the work in my
Exactly.
business when they not paying me to put the work
Exactly.
in my business.
Exactly.
And I know you always talk about if you go to an 8-hour job or you go into a $10 job, that's the price you put on yourself.
Exactly.
So you cannot get mad at the employer
Exactly.
for what they paying you.
Right.
If
They pay you what you're worth.
Them
They
was the-
pay
them
you
like
what
the
you're
money
worth.
laws that I have learned, and I'll continue to learn under your leadership. A lot of different things and seminars you're dealing with. I mean, you do so much. You know, listen to your radio station. And you're dealing with seniors. You're
Yeah,
dealing with the
yeah,
boot camp. I had an
yeah.
opportunity and being in, well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 of them.
Right.
4 of them. You got to hear 4 of them, nonstop.
And
Bam.
then you hear on your own TV show. Put it
Well,
out again.
thanks to you.
Oh, well, you know how we do the power of money.
But it's the truth, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to take this whole conversation out of the shadows and out of the dark, because the world of business is the world of money. And so many people do not understand that your business had better be about money. Your personal business, whether you have money in your household or not, is a function of the choices that you make based upon your understanding of the laws of money. One of the things that I share with people is that you do not have free use of my time. I cannot let you have free use of my time, because if I let you have free use of my time, I am violating the law of money, which is time is money. So if you come at me as a business owner bringing nothing to the table but to take my time, then you have cost me money. And that's a brutal thing to say, but it is the truth. That when we talk about the world of business and private sector, and everyone says private sector is so brutal, it's performance based, and I said no, the world is performance based. God has so said it that trees that do not have a chance of living do what? They die. You don't see a dead tree releasing foliage in the spring. Over, done, tree dead. Somebody's manure, somebody's mulch. The tree's life is over. And if we disrespect those fundamental laws of performance, meaning everything on earth has to perform. And the truth of the matter is you can perform to make money, or you can perform to lose money.
Well, I run into people. I was dealing with a person today, you know, came to me on a business adventure, but when I was in a conversation, I went back to some of the things that I learned from you on time and money.
Right.
You could be in negotiation. If the negotiation is not where your business need to be, or if the money is not talked about or in some kind of plan, it's wasting time. So when I was talking to the person, the only thing I could reflect on is with the things I was learning from the seminar. This was like, it was like, oh wow, time is money. Now you on my time. I don't
Exactly.
know how I was on the time before you got to me.
Right.
But this time
is my time.
It's now is and to allow people to violate that space, you know, listening to you and just letting the audience know, you know, your time is money. You know, everything that you do when you wake up, I listen to you when you say, when I wake up on a zero. I don't wake up with nobody giving me no check, or when the next check will come, or unemployment, or a weekly check, or a SSDI check. I am my check, so my time
Yes,
is
it's my money. I like that. I am my check. And you know that's very intimidating in the culture we're in this country, because essentially this country is a capitalist country based on a capitalist model of a few controlling everybody. So the people that have all the money hire, fire, and control the lives of everyone else. And everybody falls in line, which is, well, they're offering me is $10 an hour. And I'm going to tell you, like I learned when I lived in China, if you only think you're worth $1 a day, then you better have a plan B. Because if you are working on a job at minimum wage or a small sum of money, the profits are going to go to the man that controls your paycheck, the owners of that company. It's not going to accrue to you because you agreed to their terms when you accepted employment. You signed off on their terms. And that's, for a lot of people, that's very uncomfortable, because they say, well, what do you mean? They offered me 10, and I said, and you accepted the terms of engagement.
Okay.
Okay? It's like anything. You accepted the terms of engagement. They offered you 10, you took it at 10, you get what you took because you agreed to the terms of engagement. So then you turn around and you say, well, I don't like the terms of engagement. And then I say, well, then disengage. 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 Quit. Do you. And you say, well, I don't know me. Well, that's a problem. Because if you live in a system that is focused on the aggrandizement of wealth for a very few, and you wandering around in money denial, which is, I'm only worth $10, and you mad because they making all the money and you making none of the money, well, you need to be mad at you. Okay. Because you accepted the terms of engagement.
So how do business owners or people that claims to have business, I know I listen to a lot of people have, well, I want to get into hair, I want to get into education, I want to get into cooking, or do it starts with a person not only just having a vision, but a person actually having a business plan actually put together? When a person say, well, I want to go into business, how do you direct a person and making that becomes a true reality for that individual?
Well, I will tell you, I've owned and sold and done everything over 30-something years in business. I've never had the sorrow of working for anyone of late. And frankly, I probably have a nervous breakdown, because I did venture for like 3 months of late in a corporate setting just to see if I was just too out of it. And I will tell you, the working in corporate America is hell personified for a person who is wired to run their own ship. Rufus, not everybody can run their own ship. There are leaders and then there are followers, and it is a good thing to know the difference. If you are a leader, the only way you're going to do excellently is you have to run your own ship, or you have to be guided into your own future by men and women that are more successful than you, which are mentors. Mentors groom leaders. Mentors don't groom followers. When people call me and they say, I want you to be my mentor, the first thing I want to know is, what have you ever done in your life that indicates that you can lead? Because I'm a type A female, I'm an alpha female, and I'm a racehorse, so are you. I'm running. So if you show up a donkey, or you show up a mule, or even a quarter horse where you like to run but you can't get to the finish line because you don't have that extra then, and you want me to mentor you, how can I mentor you into a place you cannot become? Wow. You follow me?
So that's a difference.
There is a total difference between those of us who are wired to leadership. You're wired to leadership. That's why I told you when you said, how did you know? I'm like, I'm looking at myself. When you look at another leader, if you're a leader, you know. There's something you just know. You're like, that person has that makes them lead. Now, a leader cannot mentor a follower. And if you are in business and plan on being successful in business, then you better know that you're a leader. A leader's willing to take what I call measured and calculated risk, which is they look over the entire environment. They do what's known as an environmental scan. They look over the whole environment and they look at opportunities, doors, things that will enable them to get through and move on. followers will look at what the leader has done. They'll meditate, they'll contemplate. Most of them will choose to go back to doing what they were doing, which is nothing. They're not willing to take the risk, which may be significant or it may be no risk. But I tell people, I'm not down on followers. Be a good follower. Find a good leader, hook into that situation, and then do what you're told. Now, the problem in the workplace is you got a bunch of followers who think they can lead. And I tell folks, if you think you can lead, then lead. 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 Don't talk about it, do it.
I was on my show I just did last week. I had Bernadette Watson and her husband on, and she was speaking basically the same thing you were speaking. And I had said to her, I said, leaders don't talk, leaders just lead. Leaders just do. This is what you do.
This is what you are. I've been leading, as when people said in my neighborhood when I was very, very young, well, Michelle's going to take control of it. Because I was doing Girl Scouts. I sold the most cookies. I broke every record in the Girl Scout because I set up a distribution chain because my father was a leader. And my father had all the government workers selling and buying my cookies. Then I went on TV as a kid to promote my cookies. And was on TV talking to Uncle Al or somebody about buying my cookies and why you want to buy Girl Scout cookies. Now, if I was doing that at 8 years old, then what do you want me to say? Mm-hmm. This is what I am. This is who I am, and this is what I do. Now, having said that, when I run into people that are followers, that type of a story is very uncomfortable to them. Mm-hmm. Because they begin to feel inadequate. And I tell them, you have no basis to feel inadequate. That's my story. What is your story? Okay, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't look at me with fear or intimidation. Look at yourself and come clean about what you're about. Okay? If you're a mother, a stay-at-home mother, and you're a leader, I can assure you she is trying to figure out how to make her house into a daycare center.
Wow, I know.
Okay, she's thinking, Rufus. She's thinking about how I can make some money. Can I make money cooking for people while I'm watching my kids and have single men buy their meals? Because single men, well, they'll eat anything, but they'll buy a meal. She's thinking. That's the way people that lead are. Now, we live in a culture where leadership is not looked upon favorably in the African American community. She got the big head. He thinks he's all this. I'm like, but you don't understand. This whole world is governed by leaders. 1% of the world runs everybody else. Period. That's the truth. 1%. So if you're in that 1%, like I tell folks like you, go with it. Do you, be you. Because you can't be nothing but you if you're going to be real.
All right, now.
Okay, you're not going to be nothing but you if you're not real. Now, what happens with a person says, but I don't feel I'm a follower. Then if you are not a follower, then show me people that are following you. Because leaders always have people following them. They may be following them on TV. They may be following them in their churches. They may be following them in their business. I mean, I had some people that I met with last night that have been following me since I started in radio in 1980.
Okay, but break that down. That is something that is so key when what you just said. Leaders have people that follow.
Absolutely. Whether you see them or not, they watching you because they see something in you that draws them to watch you. And you know this. Mm-hmm. You can go into a place. We went into a place together. You and me and Maya came into a club, remember?
Okay.
Late.
You're right. Okay.
And I didn't want to be late. The reason I didn't want to be late is because I know that leaders are automatically going to pull attention. Everybody going to stop doing what they're doing to watch what you're doing. And that's exactly what happened. So I even moved, remember I had them move our chairs to the back.
Right.
So that we would not distract all the followers. And we're in the back, and they still looking. They still coming over. They still trying to serve us. Remember, they set our tables up. They fixed us. They did. And you were like, wow. And I'm like, no. That's what followers do.
Right.
They attend to leaders. That doesn't mean we are arrogant. It's just understanding placement and position. As I tell people, in other countries where the leaders may be the kings and the queens and the heads of state and corporate visionaries and these kind of things, these people are accustomed to certain types of behavior being extended to them. Why? Because that's what the office brings. Period. You honor those who are gifted to take you to a place you can't go on your own. And the truth of the matter is, Rufus, the majority of people cannot get there on their own.
Wow.
They need people who will lead them and guide them.
So what about people that, sometimes people become intimidated by leaders, and then once you are a strong leader, and then a person follows you or look up to your leadership, they may feel intimidated. Then they may say, well, this person is too strong I can't follow this person because they're strong leadership. So let me get back into what I call the comfort zone.
But that's fine, because actually that's where they should be. That's where they should be. Because nothing's worse than a chicken having the illusion that he can be an eagle. Do you see chickens confused about their lack of ability to fly high and long and to soar over everything? Eagles dominate their environment. They do. And they perch way high up. Can you see an everyday chicken perched on a mountaintop? You got to keep it real. So when a person says to me, oh, she's very, very aggressive, and I say to them, then you need to talk to God, because surely as a female, I did not wire myself like this. I was born like this, and I am not going to be contemptuous of my Maker for what he did and deposited into me. And frankly, without leaders, a society cannot move forward. Do you know that?
Wow, okay.
Without people that can see the big picture, without people that are willing to take the risks, without people that are willing to pay the price, because there's a price you pay, as you know.
I'm paying the price.
You paying the price. And that's why I share with people, 30-something years of handling money, of course I'm the money lady. What do you want me to call you? Call myself the poor lady? The dumb lady? 30 years of only pursuing the mastery of money? That, give me my props. Period. And if you don't want to give me my props, it doesn't matter, because I'm taking them anyway. Because I paid the price,
the dues.
to do, and you have to pay dues, and that's another thing too. I have learned that you cannot make a person lead who's wired to follow. So I share with people, be good followers. If I'm giving you information that's going to help you to improve the quality of your life and to take care of your children better and to be able to order your affairs financially more responsibly, then take my advice and run with it so that you can live. You don't have to own a bank. You don't have to be a multimillionaire, but you can live comfortably within your means and know that this is what I got going for me. What happens, and we're dealing with this in our economic infrastructure right now, because many followers thought that they knew how to invest their money. And they didn't, because when they lost their money, and most of them did, because they counted on people to look out for them, and leaders never count on anybody to look after them. As Donald Trump says, count your own money, sign your own checks, handle your own business, because ultimately it's going to land on your head. You follow me?
I know you mentioned, I was looking at one of I was listening to your radio. I was about to say I was looking at your television show. I was listening.
No, I'm on television now. Okay.
I was listening to your radio show, and I know you had gave out some books.
Donald
Trump.
Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki have written some phenomenal books. the one book I was referring to is, they were saying, I want you to be rich. They wrote a book in 2006 that's still an awesome book. You can get it on Amazon cheap. I mean, like cheap anymore. But the content of the book, anytime a rich man's willing to teach you the rules, you need to be attentive. You need to buy the book. You need to read it. Now, I've given away that book. I gave away 2 at the Entrepreneurial Institute that you were part of.
Oh, okay.
Y'all remember the 2 that had the 2 best business ideas?
Okay.
Of the
That was the Donald Trump book?
Yeah, that was the Donald Trump book.
Okay.
I'll get you one. I'll give you one, because you definitely a leader. But I gave it to 2 people that one had the best ideas. And I wanted them to begin to understand the thinking and the mindset of a rich person, and not to be in money denial, which is, I don't want to be rich. Just stop lying. Yes, you do. You want to be rich. You just don't want to pay the price
to be rich.
To be rich. You want the lottery to hit you. Well, you know what? The lottery doesn't hit like that. It doesn't work like that. Most people that win the lottery wind up with no money, because it's a mindset that says that if I win $1 million, what am I going to do? A rich man or a rich woman, if they get $1 million, they're going to be looking at what things can I invest that have higher risk, since this was money I wasn't counting on anyway. So let me just go for it. You follow me?
Right.
And no, I'm not feeding my family. I'm looking for opportunities to make that $1 million $5 million. And that's what you do, because that's called investing. If you don't know how to invest and you don't want to take risks, then I tell people you need to be involved into account activity that's safe and guaranteed. That's why I push in my private practice. I only put most of my clients, the regular working people that worked all their lives and need stability as they get older, I put them in safe, guaranteed contracts that they cannot lose their principal, they cannot lose the money they put into the account. So I put them there because they can't take, when you talk about investing, you got to talk about risk, because the most money is going to be from the highest risk. And the highest risk you will ever take, Rufus, is the risk on yourself.
Wow. And I know as I was sitting back thinking, and you asked me some of the things that I learned when I was in the seminar, and I was sitting back thinking that some things that I learned is about the company you keep.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Now you're going to make everybody mad.
Well,
you're going to make everybody mad.
Well, I'm on your show, so I have to bring that one.
You're going to make everybody mad. Be careful about the company you keep, because money attracts money, and the lack of money does the same. If you are a person who is into an understanding of money rules, and you are ordering your life, because money doesn't like chaos, okay? Mm-hmm. Money likes discipline. Money likes order. Money likes to know that it's being taken care of. Like I said, money's like a kept woman. Treat her badly and she's leaving you. Mm-hmm. So money likes order. Money likes things in balance. Money doesn't like craziness. So if you're leading a disciplined, ordered life, money's going to show up. Money's going to show up in a weird way. Money's going to show up in an odd way. But I can assure you that if you order and discipline your comings and goings and the people that are in your life, money's going to show up. It always has for me. I tell folks I am no more worried about losing money than a man in the moon. Why? Because every dollar I lose, money is obligated to restore and give me more money.
Okay.
It's going to do it because it's a law. It's how money works. It will show up if you are ready to receive money. You want to receive money?
I'm with the money, lady, so I'm receiving the money.
You got it right. That's why I told you. That's why I told you. I said, Rufus, I showed up. Don't you understand?
Right.
I showed up. You didn't ask me to show up, Rufus. You didn't ask me would you be my mentor? You didn't do none of the above. I showed up because, like I told you, I saw money. I wasn't looking at your environment. I saw you, and I saw money. And I said, well, money's drowning right now. So money gotta come up out of the deep sea and come on, shake yourself off, dry yourself off, and then do it. Do it, because this is what you were born to do. There are many people in our community who were born to be wealthy, born to be successful, but because of the company they keep, the negativity that's around them, the people, the followers who can't see their vision, they have dreams, they see things evolving, and time after time, somebody, they'll read in the paper, they say, I had that idea, and I said, but the company you kept said to money that you were not ready for money, because you can't handle your company.
Just not even, I'm going to even go farther than that. I've touched on company. I mean, even in relationships, you have to be careful with the relationships you're in, because relationships can hinder leadership and money.
Well, particularly, and I can talk to you openly, because we did. I tell men that have the money mantle, which is money's on you, do not be ordering your steps to include women who bring nothing to the table but their ability to bring you to their life story. You can't bring her to your life story. This is what a lot of men forget. You cannot raise a woman to your level. You cannot do it. If she is not wired to work with you, including whatever it takes, no money, some money, but if she's not wired to make your vision, her vision, and her only conversation with you is baby, 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 I'm going to tell you what. You can go to Las Vegas and work that piece, Rufus.
Vegas?
Hey, and they don't talk either.
Wow.
So, you pay your money and you do your business, but you don't ever let people into your close ring span that will hurt your vision, destroy your dreams. And it happens all the time. People I went to high school with, brilliant men. I went to Walnut Hills High School in the day. So if a black man went to Walnut Hills, he was not a dumb man. But then you look at how his life story is my age. And what happened is that to make her happy, he became a part of her story. And like I tell men, I would like to have men in my life that can be aggressive, that can be focused, that can be disciplined, and can run their own vision. They don't have to become a part of my vision, because kings and queens many times are running their own countries and their own kingdom. But we can partner, we can work together, we can get it done. So I say to those who are listening, male and female, because men can drop a woman down too. If he's a follower and she's a strong personality and she's focused and directed, do not fall victim to his story, because that's going to be a bad story. It's going to be a story full of sorrows, disappointments, and ultimately leaving this earth having never fulfilled your destiny for greatness. Yeah, it's real.
I was looking on Facebook, and then I think your daughter had put it on Facebook. One of the hip hop rappers had passed away, Nate Dogg.
Okay.
From the West Coast, and I was like, and he was 41.
Right, a young man.
Right.
A young man. God does not ever tell any of us when it's over. It's like the game of Monopoly. You lay all the pieces on the board, you run around the board buying property, blowing people up, and when you've amassed all this money, the game is over. Whether you have nothing or whether you have everything, the game is over. All the pieces fold in the box, lid goes on the top, and it's over. So you've only got a set time to fulfill what you need to do. That's why I shared with you, if you know this is in you to run with the wind against your back, then you need to be about the business of running. And anybody who cannot run with you, obviously, is not a racehorse. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It doesn't mean that they're a failure. It means that they can't run with you. And that's okay, because you know what? Most people at the top don't have a lot of company. Because, as you know, I work long hours. When people are asleep at 2 in the morning, I'm looking at what the Nikai's doing. I'm looking at other indicators. I'm working on projects. And other people are sleeping, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is when you call me talking about nothing and then want to know why I put you on mute. Because I can't hear you right now.
What you doing?
What,
I'm doing the same thing what I just told you about 2-3 hours ago.
I can't hear the same thing. So I talk to you, call. I talk to you, and my daughter call. You know, because we doing stuff.
Right.
We doing stuff. Even our thinking is about doing stuff. So again, one of the things I tell to people, oh my God, you're gonna make me go woo 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 woo. I'm gonna keep it real, because this has been a closet conversation. A lot of people have said, why don't I have any money? Why can't I get beyond where I am? And I said, because you're not willing to take the risk. You're not willing to make the life choices that say that I am destined to greatness. And therefore be okay and live within your means. And don't squander your money on things that you really can't pay for. There's nothing wrong with people living within their means. It's just for those of us that are greatness oriented, I want to live within my means much higher. That's not where I'm at. That's not my threshold. I'm up here. I want to live my life where I have time freedom. I could do what I want, when I want, for whomever I want, whenever I want. We want to fly down to Brazil and lay on the beach, Rufus, let's go. I don't want to go through a thing about, oh, I got to go to my job. I don't have the money. That is bondage. That is bondage. The rich have money, but most importantly, the rich have freedom. They have time freedom. They respect the fact that they have the freedom to create. They have the freedom to birth. And so my piece with everybody, whether you're a follower or a leader, be willing to order your own life. If you are a follower, you probably have lots of friends. Birth a business where all your friends can buy stuff from you. Okay? You don't have to have great dreams to make money. I talked to a couple last night, and essentially, based upon the information we discussed, her husband should be able to leave his job within a year and help her with her business. And these are just regular working people. But what we want to do is move them out of the workplace, which they hate, into their own business. And she has something that is phenomenal. I mean, she makes cakes and pies that are off the chart. I know, because I'm eating one. I ate one last night in my office, 11 o'clock at night. I'm eating a piece of her wonderful pie. And I'm typing on Facebook, which is, this is so good. And they need to be in business. That is not a situation where she may aspire to become a mega millionaire. She certainly can, because you got a good product, you got good marketing, you can make some money. But that may not be what she's led to do. She may be okay to follow. Okay? But whatever your decision, be true to it. And don't be a hater. Don't think that your hating me is going to hold me back. Don't think hating you is going to hold you back. Because the Bible says that if you hate me, all you doing is setting a rocket up under me. God will use you to elevate me. So don't hate me. Pray for me. Support me. And do business with me so I can help you to keep your money. That's a wise person. A foolish person say, you know, I don't like her style. It doesn't matter what you like. Do you? What you got going that somebody's going to look at? You know what I'm saying? What you talking about that somebody's going to listen to? Why don't you find out what your button is and then be about that?
Be about, well, you know, I'm your guest. I'm getting all my.
No, but you're here to talk to me, because I'm proud of you. And I understand that you're going through a valley right now as you reposition your money. Your money consciousness, your money thinking, your money action, so that when your life is completely stable and all the people that have shown up over the years to do nothing to help you are out of your way. And then you will see that money will show up, and money will show up through people. It's people. It's not money coming from the sky. It's people. It's people that will be in your life, and I'm proud to say I'm number one, because I showed up first. But there are others coming, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it because that's your destiny. You're just being true to you.
I couldn't be no other way. I mean, you know, sometimes it takes true leaders to bring leadership back out of leaders.
But that's what I just said to you. It takes one to know one. And once the recognition is there, be at peace. be at peace, nothing can stop you from greatness. Nothing. And that's not to say that people that are followers are not great people. But you will not attain greatness without a great measure of risk. And if you're not willing to push in for something, then your life counts for nothing.
Right,
so
then.
Push.
I'm going to definitely make sure I'm on the grind.
Well, you know I'm on the grind.
Wow, I mean, just calling you all the time, just for encouragement and just to keep, moving, because it is a race. And I know you did it on international levels. Wow, I done learned so much. You got all kind of different business venues and Africa and things. I mean, all over the place. And
my women in Africa with the shea butter, and that's so important because I tell folks, if I can teach women who lived on $1 a month, how to become business women, how to manage production and manufacturing, how to deal with quality control, women that were illiterate, if I can teach them and leverage the power of their creativity so that a nation can change, then don't come at me with your sorrowful story about the United States of America, because the United States of America has lots of problems, but one of the things it does have is opportunity. You can do it.
And then I was in one of your seminars, and you was talking about over in Japan, China. I mean, one of the places you was over, and you was speaking about, was it Japan?
China. Yeah.
And then I kept, and then next thing you know, it was an earthquake over it.
In Japan.
I'm like,
yeah.
You could go from one thing and to
boom in an instant, because in the ultimate scheme of things, that's why I share with you. Be you. Do you. Don't live your life as if you're just in the wind. And that's how a lot of people live their lives. Leaders don't live their lives that way. We live with vision and purpose. We don't talk it, we do it. We live it. It becomes an expression of who we are. So you look at Japan and all the people who have lost everything. But I am quite confident, because Japanese are the Asian mindset. And you're getting ready to watch them rebuild again. They may have been blown up with Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but I'm here to tell you, those people are resourceful, aggressive, and creative. And they will busily, in fact, they're doing it right now. They're going to busily.
They don't take no time.
They don't take no time because money, what do we say about time and money? You losing money, you losing money, you losing time. Seize the moment, make it happen. So we look at this stuff at CNN over here and Fox over here, and we're like, what? I'm like, excuse me, you need to get a revelation, because they're showing you the times. Most of America is experiencing an economic tsunami with no jobs, no money, because money has left. And they're saying, what am I going to do? And I say to them, you know what? You need to discipline your life. You need to order your steps. And you need to ask God what is inside of you that you can begin to leverage to make yourself some money. Period. You need to stop putting your money with stupid people that do stupid things with your money, and invest your money into your business, your life, your story. Don't talk to me about investing when you got a pile of debt, because that's backwards. You take care, you don't do debt. You do cash. You have money. You respect money. That's how the whole world operates, Rufus. And they tearing up Egypt, they tearing up Libya, they tearing up Bahrain, they tearing up all these countries because people say, I want to be in control of my life. And here we are in America, where you are in control of your life. You don't have to work a job you don't like. You don't have to accept the terms of engagement if you don't like it. You don't have to do anything in America except pay your bills and feed yourself. And you can do that. Even a guy on the street begging for money can work up enough money at the end of the day. A real entrepreneur, a beggar, the ultimate entrepreneur. Today I'm going to get food money. And he's going to come home when he's got his food money. That's deep. They do that in China, they kill him.
Oh, so it's different laws. You can't do that.
Oh, no, you cannot be in China asking for money for nobody, because the Chinese say, if you can't work it, you can't get it. And they will kill you. I'm telling you what I saw with my own eyes.
Wow.
No, they don't play that. You're not a beggar, no beggar in China, as the police told me as they clubbed a man's head in. Exactly. Did I get a revelation? Yes.
I was just
America's the land of opportunity, even for beggars.
as I was sitting up here thinking about just not only the boot camp that I witnessed and got an opportunity to produce. I mean, 1, 2, 3 series. Then
The entrepreneurial
the
piece.
entrepreneurial piece, and now I'm sitting here again and going. We into March. I'm sitting on your television show.
Yes! Don't you love money?
I got to keep money around me.
You got to keep money around you. You need to keep money around you. You need to keep the conversation. As I
around
tell
me,
folks,
just as well.
Yeah, yes, you do. You don't want nobody talking negative. You don't want nobody talking to you about what they can't get, what they don't have, what they don't know. I tell them, you got a public library. If you don't know, get a library card and learn yourself something. If you want to get something, get some creativity, do some things that you do well, and make yourself some money. You don't have to be a rich man, but you don't have to be a poor man. You choose.
And another thing that I learned, in the seminar is timing. I know you very crucial on timing.
Yes.
The general.
Hey.
Trust and believe.
Hey.
And that's one of the main reasons I'm finna get out of this seat. I'd love to be your guest because I know you got other things to do and you asked to be out on a certain time.
I did, and I respect you for respecting my time.
Time is money.
Time is money. Time is money.
When you make money, we all
make money. And because of your forward thinkingness on that, and because you did not disdain money and you did not engage in money denial, which is, I told one woman, said, I'm just going to pray. I said, you know something, sweetheart? Prayer is powerful. But you know what? You will starve. If you sit in your room and you do nothing but pray, you will starve. The Bible says faith without works is meaningless. Put your faith into movement and go get yourself some money.
And on that, one love, I know I'll see you when you get back in town.
Thank you so much.
I know they get a chance to see this tape again and again and again until next month. Power of Money.
Power of Money
is on the map with Real Truth Inc. Production. Trust and believe.
Thank you.
And I'm going to get out of here and go up here and do what I do so you can get out of here on time. Like I say, anytime you want me to become your guest, I was like, wow, I ain't been nobody guest for 3, 4 years.
But you've been such a blessing. And to watch your reconfiguration has been so wonderful. I encourage you and I bless you. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life.
You know what? Today, my friend, let me get out of here so you can
Thank
close
you so
up.
much.
Oh, let me throw that up again.
Okay. This is my money folder. I
gotta give me one of these.
Yeah, and I'll get you one. I'll give you one of mine. Oh, no, this always keeps me in remembrance that there's only one thing that moves this world right now, and you either have it or you don't. And that's the end of the story.
Oh, never miss grave. I will see you when you get back in town.
Thank you so much for having me,
Thank you
Mr.
for
Johnson.
me being your guest today.
Oh, what a blessing.
All right.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners and viewers, now you got it. Rufus Johnson. I'm Michelle Graves, the original Money Lady since 1976. Thanking you again for the opportunity to participate in this discussion about money denial. And whether you're a leader or a follower, you just remember that money can become your ally. You choose. Thank you so much. Glad to have you to be here today.